So welcome everyone to community call number 12. We run these calls every month so that we can talk directly with the community, give Superfluid developers an opportunity to share what they're building on, and have an open discussion about any questions, comments, or feelings that developers have about Superfluid. So throughout the call, please feel free, of course, to say hi in the chat or ask any questions there, and we'll do our best to answer them there. All right, so with that out of the way, let's just dive right into it. We have a pretty jam-packed schedule agenda this time. So first things first, we're gonna have Sam give an update on our hackathons, that being DAO Global Hackathon and the Polygon Hackathon. So he'll give some updates there on what our progress looks like there. Next, we have Vijay, our new product manager. So he's gonna introduce himself and tell himself a little bit about himself to the community. And then we have a demo of the new Subgraph Explorer feature for console. So Casper is going to go through that from our team, and he's excited to share that feature and demo it for you guys. And then lastly, we're going to have the teams at Creaton and Ricochet just present and basically give an update on what their teams have been up to. Then last, we'll open it up for general Q&A, some comments about maybe the projects you're working on, and anything else that you'd like to share about Superfluid. So with that said, I will pass it on to Sam now to talk a little bit about DAO Global Hackathon, part 1 and part 2, and Polygon Hackathon.
Cool. Thank you. So let me share quickly. Oh man, hang on. There we go. All right, can we see my screen? Thumbs up.
Yes.
All righty, so here's a little developer community update here for today's community call. So first things first, we have a few hackathons going on right now. One of them is the DAO Global Hackathon, another is the Chainlink Hackathon, and another is coming up, which starts tomorrow, and that's the Polygon Build It Hackathon. So in terms of the DAO Global Hackathon, we have paid out the majority of the bounties for the bounty period of the event. So the first couple of weeks of this hackathon were all dedicated around specific bounties that sponsors put together. And the second half, which I'll get to in a second, is more open-ended. But I just wanted to say a quick congrats to any bounty recipients. I don't know who's on the call today, but Fluvium, which was like a governance conviction voting application with another great implementation of conviction voting, which was also very high quality that received a bounty. We had a token vesting app from Mark in our community, who's also done Degen Dogs. Someone please put a link to Degen Dogs in the chat so we can all see that. But that's another piece of Mark's work, which was excellent. And then we also had a really solid interface built that let you deploy UMA, long short pair tokens and KPI option tokens using Superfluid. And that got really good feedback from the UMA team as well. And I think the UMA guys are going to pay out a grant or some kind of bounty of some sort to help our developer continue working on that, which is awesome. One thing I do want to mention on these bounties is that we had another bounty for building an integration into the Aragon client, which is kind of like their main framework that people can use to spin up DAOs. We've extended this for another month because this ended up being a little more complex than we anticipated. So if you guys are interested in taking this on, would highly encourage you to do that. If you're interested in that, please DM me and I can give you some guidance as well. So in terms of the open lanes portion of this event, though, this is more of like an open-ended part of the hackathon where everybody's competing for prizes in 4 tracks. So the 4 tracks are like, it's a high level, these are very high level generic terms, but there's a multi-chain track, a track for core DAO tech, a track for finance and operations within DAOs, and then a track for community and NFTs within DAOs. So for the majority of those, I think you can build something interesting using Superfluid. I don't know about the multi-chain use case. I'm not really sure what kinds of applications they're expecting there, but in terms of core DAO tech, finance and operations, and community and NFTs, I think there are a lot of really interesting Superfluid-based apps that can be built there. So we'd really encourage you to build something in one of those open lane tracks. This part of the event will end on December 10th. So we still have a good bit of time to build something. And I don't know if the the team sponsoring DAO Global has mentioned how big the prizes are, but they are actually pretty substantial. So I'd highly recommend putting together teams and building something for this portion of the hackathon. Next, we have an update on the Chainlink hackathon. So there's 10 days left here. I've been talking to a couple of teams that have pretty good app ideas that they plan to submit for this. But just a reminder, we have a few prizes up for grabs. One of them is for the best Superfluid based collateralized lending protocol. Another is pretty generic, which is just for the best use of Superfluid and Chainlink oracles. It can use the Keeper network. It can use price feeds. It's general. And then we have a $3,000 pool prize for all projects that are built on Superfluid. In order to qualify for that prize, you need to use either our SDK or code directly from our smart contracts in your app. So that's the Chainlink event. On to the Polygon event now. Now this is specifically for Indian developers. So if there are any India-based developers in the audience, we'd highly recommend participating in this event. This is getting a lot of traction. We anticipate it being very, very big. The Discord for the event is blowing up every day. There's a ton of activity in there, and they're even running billboard ads in Bangalore, which you can see there. So this is going to be, I think, a pretty big event. The Indian developer community within Web3 specifically, I'm pretty bullish on it. A lot of other people in the space are also bullish on it. So we'd love for you guys to build at this event. We even have Superfluid's on the radar of the founder of Polygon as well. There was a nice tweet that he put out yesterday, which got us some visibility, which was pretty cool. We're gonna have some specific prizes here. One of them is, I got to change this here. This is the first one is incorrect there. It's just more for the best DeFi protocol, not the best collateralized lending protocol. The $2,000 there in the middle is for a project with Ricochet Exchange. So if you build an integration into Ricochet, you qualify for a prize there. And we have a $3,000 pool prize for all projects built on Superfluid. So if you have any ideas to build any kind of DeFi applications, integrations into Ricochet, or just ideas in general, you can qualify for a prize here. And Polygon's also putting out some larger main prizes as well. That's just taken from a pool of sponsorship dollars. So we have larger main prizes you can win that are separate from Superfluid as well. So here are some of those here. And there are some smaller ones as well that, again, aren't even connected to Superfluid, but are going to be paid out by the Polygon team. So quite a few opportunities to earn some funds here and build something cool. So in terms of getting involved with us, I've seen some asks in the Discord about how to get involved. In our community on the developer side, I had somebody reach out about technical documentation earlier today or maybe yesterday. And we want to just let you guys know that we welcome participation from the community, and we want to continue to get more structured in this. So we want to build like kind of a mini program of sorts that we have in the works to really involve you guys and make it very clear as to how you can get involved in a more structured way. But for the time being, a couple of high level ideas for you guys on how to get involved are just to write technical documentation, right? There's been some great articles written by people like Joshua in our community recently for how to actually get started building on Superfluid. This is also how I got on the Superfluid team's radar and started working at Superfluid. I just started giving away free content and things. And as you do that, as you dig into our developer documentation and think about writing your own, also let us know where ours is lacking, right? Like we need feedback there. Obviously, we have a long way to go with docs. I'm working on it, right? We're very busy, but it is a priority of ours. And then the other two things you can do are one, build a hackathon project, and two, take on bounties, and not just bounties from us, but also bounties from our ecosystem at large, right? So Ricochet Exchange, Sonny, I believe, is on the call today. They have quite a few bounties they've started to put out. We'd love for you guys to take a look there and build on top of Ricochet or help Ricochet with some of their bounties as well. And it won't you, it's only Ricochet now maybe that has bounties, but we anticipate there being more and more projects built on Superfluid that also need help. So if you're helping one of the key projects in our community, you're also helping us, and we'd love for you to do that and get involved in that way. So with that being said, that's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. We want to help you build, so please reach out to me on Discord. You'll find me at SamF with the Superfluid tag. And you can email me as well if that's your preferred way of communicating. So yeah, reach out, build cool stuff, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions.
Awesome. Thanks, Sam. So just looking at a poll we had conducted during your talk there, just a question about Polygon Hackathon, if people were attending. So we had a few yeses, but very small, only 2 yeses. Some that are not sure, and a bunch that aren't considering participating at this time. So whether that's to do with not having a team or just not having an idea of something that you want to work on, please feel free to reach out, and we'll be happy to connect you with the right people so you can build out your team, or maybe share some ideas on our end for projects that you can build. So there's definitely a lot that can be done around there if you guys are interested in building at Polygon. And with that, let's move on to Vijay, our new product manager, who will just tell you guys a little bit about himself and why he joined Superfluid.
Sure. Hey everyone, excited to be here. This is my second week as product manager here at Superfluid, but I'm excited to get stuck in. I'm joining from 4 years at Consensus, where I held a number of roles across a bunch of different facets of the company, but for the longest period working on protocols, so sort of core Ethereum engineering. And so I'm joining to kind of start to build out the product function here at Superfluid. So expect to see me more and more on these kind of community calls, and also stuck into the various channels talking about new features, and hopefully getting feedback and input on our roadmap from you guys. I'm excited to actually start to open up our roadmap for more input, as well as sort of give you better insight into the kinds of things that we want to build in the medium and long-term future. But yeah, that's kind of me. If you want to sort of reach out for a chat, or to catch up, or to tell me about what you're working on, absolutely do. I'm going to be in the Discord, or Vijay Superfluid of Finance. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Vijay. Now, what we'd like to do is we'd like to share a demo of the new Subgraph Explorer feature for console. So I'm going to pass it over to Casper, one of our team members, to go through that feature.
Hey guys, I'm gonna share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Perfect.
Nice. Okay, as a super quick introduction, querying stuff from the blockchain is a bit limited and hard. So we're using the graphs subgraph framework to index everything related to the Superfluid protocol. And this makes data queryable with GraphQL language. We have extensive documentation about it, but it's a really cool feature. So it's best learned by using and exploring. So on the console, we now have this tab for the Subgraph Explorer. And if you click here, it opens up this very cool component made by the GraphQL team. And here, it makes it really easy to build up GraphQL queries. So for example, on the left, we can explore the schema of Superfluid's subgraph. So if I click on, let's say, flow updated events, it instantly starts building up the query inside this query editor. And when I click on ID, it instantly chooses that.
Casper, can I ask you to just make the screen a little bit bigger, maybe zooming in on your browser if you can, because it's very tiny to see on the screen here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Sorry, I've just joined this conferencing one. I just watching.
Is this better?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you. Yeah, so let's say we're looking at this flow updated events. I'll click sender, receiver, and once I click this execute button, it ran the query on Subgraph. From here below, we can see which Subgraph it queried. We have multiple or different networks, which can be chosen from here. And yeah, this can be used to build up the queries, and you can even add variables here. And this is beneficial because you can take this query and put it inside your application, and your application might want to input variables. You can also do it inside this editor with the query variables panel here. And we also have some examples. So to query super tokens, you just click super tokens and click on this execute button. And yeah, did the query. There's also, like I mentioned before, option to change networks. Let me try it. Yep, and it already did it. So now I queried a different network for the data. And if something is not understandable, then you can always go to the documentation from here. And if you have any questions, come to the Discord channel. As a quick note, there usually is two tables. So for example, there is flow updated event and flow updated events. So if you want to query many flow updated events, then you choose the one with the S at the end of it, the plural variant. But if you know the ID of the event you want to query, then choose the one without the S and just input the ID here. So that's something I've seen people stumble on in the first try. So choose the one with the S, and then you can query like for the data. But I think that's it from me. Any questions?
Sounds like no questions right now. Before moving on, thanks so much, Casper. We just did a quick poll here about the Superfluid console. And we have, let's see the results here. A few people who aren't sure what the Superfluid console is, about 6 people who haven't really tried out the console yet. And then we have a bunch of people actually that did try it out and they love it. So that's awesome. So about 11 people there. And I know that there are a bunch of people that are really excited about that feature. So thanks so much, Casper.
Yeah, for those that don't really know what a console is, or that they said that they never tried it, I'm sure Joshua is a heavy user of the console. The idea here is you can query a lot of Superfluid data using the graph. And thanks to the idea Casper had to put it also in a visual form on our console, you don't have to use terminal to do that. You can just come to console.superfluid.finance and then build your queries in a visual form and then run them directly on the user interface, so that you can get, for example, all the list of all tokens on Superfluid very quickly. You can get to see all the data of the protocol in a visual format. So if you didn't try it out and you're building with Superfluid, or if you are hacking around at some hackathon, do give it a try. Is actually quite good for testing. It is across networks, so you can really try it everywhere Superfluid is actually deployed. So yeah, give it a go and let us know what you think.
Awesome. So we're a little bit ahead of schedule here, which is great, but would love to invite Alex from Creaton here to present what he and his team have been up to lately.
All right. Hey, guys. Yeah, let's see. Let me grab my slides. All right, I can just do a quick pitch on like what we do first, because I'm not sure if everyone knows about us. Yeah, so I'm Alexander. I'm working on a Web3 Patreon. So basically, creators can make an exclusive catalog of NFTs, and only the people who subscribe to Superfluid can see those NFTs. Yeah, we're basically the first platform that's doing this. So just for a backstory, I actually started the project in 2019. I tried to build it. I was looking for like ways to have subscriptions on the blockchain. There was like one it used like meta transactions, but yeah, it wasn't really a valid solution. So yeah, then I basically put the project on hold for about a year. Yeah, and then I found out about Superfluid. And yeah, then that's when the project really was able to take off from there. And yeah, we basically just want creators to earn as much money as they can. Yeah, we want musicians on the platform, journalists, writers, yeah, just influencers, whatever. Yeah, basically through our platform, creators can completely own their own content. Yeah, through NFTs. We only take a 2% transaction fee. We might even make it lower. Yeah, so this is kind of how it works. We're using Arweave to store the data, and then we're going to use NuCypher for the encryption. Right now, we're just using another protocol for now. But yeah, in the future, we'll use NuCypher again. Yeah, I'll just skip out this quick. Yeah, so right now we're in invite only. We're basically going to open it up for everyone in a few days. Yeah, once we test the last update. Yeah, we'll also have a token and a DAO soon. Yeah, okay, now I'll show the platform for a bit. Right, so here's all our current creators that are trying out the platform. Go to this photographer for a second. Let me switch them. Okay. This person only has public content for now, but I'm still streaming the money. So I can show you. Sorry, it's all these accounts. Yeah, just to save some time, I already started streaming. See it right there, and then I can show the Superfluid dashboard. All right, yeah. So you see, I'm streaming money in real time to this person right now. Even one of them. So this is all on mainnet right now. This is where we wrap and unwrap the USDC. Yeah, so that's what we use to pay the creators. Yeah, right now we just have photos. We're gonna have videos live again soon, like something broke with it. And then we're also adding blocks. That's also basically finished. So yeah, then we're also basically a decentralized Substack. So yeah, I think that's everything for now. Yeah, any questions, any thoughts? Happy to hear.
So Alexander, I have a question. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I have a question. Just so basically, we can consider Creaton like a Patreon for Web3, and you're adding a Substack for Web3. Like, just can you run us through the high level idea here, because it sounds pretty powerful.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, with Patreon, yeah, you can upload videos, photos, and then with Substack, you can write like blogs that only the subscribers can see. So yeah, we're basically just trying to be the subscription content platform of Web3. And yeah.
Cool. Joshua?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm really digging this. You know, I just started a blog recently, and so I was kind of thinking, like, you know, I like the idea of making this like you know, subscriber only content, but would it be possible to kind of do like a subscriber early access thing, right? So like the article could still be open to the public maybe 2 weeks later, but initially, just have like only subscribers see it like in the meantime. Is that something you'd be able to facilitate?
Yeah, I mean, what you could do is just upload the blog on like Medium, but then 2 weeks beforehand you upload it on like our platform. I actually didn't make like a switch yet where you can like make it public again. But yeah, I should definitely look into that. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the idea so far. I'd love to try it out for sure.
Yeah, awesome, thanks. Yeah, just send me a message.
Hey, Alexander, quick question for me, because I've been thinking about this kind of stuff a lot too. Who do you see as like the first group of creators that would jump at the decentralized version of these kind of Web2 platforms, right? Like, do you have a specific group in mind that you plan to target at first?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this, and it seems like yeah, both musicians, yeah, because like I think music NFTs will definitely pop up soon, and yeah, there's a lot of like artists already experimenting in the Web3 space. So yeah, musicians to begin with, and yeah, that's also how Patreon started. Like Jack is the CEO is a musician himself. Then yeah, just journalists, like people that write about crypto, like people that make videos about crypto. Definitely the first target audience. Yeah, I think also gamers, because gamers are just like always yeah, like on the latest of the latest stuff. So yeah, I think those three, yeah, journalists, musicians, and gamers, I think those are the.
Nice, love it, man.
Thanks.
Very cool. Does anyone else have any questions for Alex here?
Yeah, I would like to ask about video. You talk about it, that could know some creators, video creators that are looking for NFT to tokenize their video, an NFT, or to be able to share with fans some videos. So that's something I could try on this platform, from what I understood.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. I think I can even show you. We do have videos working in the stage.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
So it's working already, and that's something you can try.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Any final questions here before we move on for Alex?
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
awesome.
Alexander, there is not. So sometimes we realize that all our community that knows Superfluid doesn't really necessarily know all the apps built on top of it. So we're trying to make it a lot more clear and visible to everybody, what platforms and what applications are now live, and what, which ones are being built. So is this live, Alexander? Like, is this available on Polygon already?
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to become a creator, yeah, you just send me a message. I'm gonna open everything up for creators very soon. But yeah, if you want invite-only access, you can just get in the Discord and send me a DM. Yeah, or just let us know. But yeah, we're basically live on the Polygon mainnet. Things might break, but yeah, that's why we let people test it out too.
Like a public beta.
Yeah.
Awesome. So maybe we can help you also raise awareness about it, because we were not sure if it was launched on mainnet already. Now we know that it is, then we can share it with our community on our Discord. So maybe you'll see that we are tagging you here and there on our public channels, and then redirecting people over to your Discord server, so that if we have any creators, they know where to find you.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, thanks so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. Okay, yeah, now I think we can open it up to Sunny from Ricochet to give a little presentation about some of the new markets and stuff that they've been working on.
Thanks, Reese. Just going to share my screen here. Awesome. Reese, thanks for the floor. A lot has happened at Ricochet Exchange since we were last year at the last community call. So we're going to be unpacking it all today. As some of you who follow me on Twitter may have seen, I tweeted excitement at Ricochet Exchange is at an all-time high. So much isn't happening. So much attention has been garnered towards us. So a lot of cool things to come. And so just for those of you who are not familiar with Ricochet Exchange, it's a platform that lets you invest in various crypto assets in real time using Superfluid streams. So we are the first community deployment of a Superfluid app on Polygon. And let's talk about all the cool things we've built over the last month. All right, so first and foremost, we have a new UI. So our previous UI was a little scroungy, not super intuitive. This is a big step up. So I'm just going to pull it up and just give you guys a little walkthrough of what's new. So it's got the basic kind of the basic sushi layout with the rows and everything. The same information is here. You can see your streams, you can see your super token balances, you can see the total value streaming, which is the aggregate amount of streams that are coming through each market, and the total unique streamers in each one. You can also just hit the drop down and start your stream right here, which is very simple and straightforward. So you can also parse through different markets with the search bar, which is awesome. And yeah, you also have the other products, which we'll talk about, our Launchpad here and our Rex LP. So that's that. And in our wallet tab, you can basically do the upgrade. So on the Superfluid currency tab, that's where you are able to upgrade and downgrade your tokens from Superfluid, from super tokens to regular ERC20 tokens. Here you can do that on our app right here on this interface right here, just upgrading and downgrading. And you can click and you can see all the assets that we support for streaming, for stream investing. All right, so that's our interface. Really awesome stuff. All right. So the biggest and the newest product that we've released is our Rex LP. We launched earlier this month. For those of you who have used a Rex Market, which is our classic stream invest into a token of your choice product, this works just like that, except you're stream investing into staked sushi LP tokens. So the sushi and MAC rewards are harvested straight into your wallet every hour with no need to claim, which is magical. I mean, this is an awesome way to earn passive yield on your income, or just an easy and stressless way to invest in LP positions, which can be complicated at times. So that's a high-level overview, and you can find more info in our docs. There's a breakdown as to how this works out on a transactional level. You can see a visualization on Etherscan. I'll put a link to it in the docs in the chat right now. Actually, not right now. I'm just going to continue with this presentation. But what's also really cool about Rex LP was just how much attention it was able to garner. Mike, our co-founder, he put a tweet out remarking on, someone mentioned that this essential thing where you could stream invest into staked LP positions being like something super futuristic, like from 2030. He called that person out, was like, hey, it's happening today, 2021, with Rex LP here at Ricochet Exchange. And it went somewhat viral. I mean, it got over 100 likes. And the coolest part was Sandeep from Polygon, the co-founder of Polygon himself, retweeted and said, this is one of the coolest things happening on Polygon, which was really, really outstanding stuff, really, really exciting, really cool to see. And yeah, we also were able to get a follow from OX Maki from Sushi Swap as well through that publicity. So cool stuff. And it's only up from here. That's Rex LP. And so now we have 4 products available, and which is just crazy because last month we only had 1 product, that being our Rex Markets. We've honestly moved so fast that we haven't even had time to make like distinct logos for each one. So for the meanwhile, these emojis will have to suffice. And all this credit is really due to Mike, who's been working like an animal on this stuff, just continuing to push the limits of Superfluid and really just really super driven on bringing real-time investing to the masses and making it a very very diverse kind of set of products that really cover basically what you can do with basic investing just with real time with Superfluid payments, just really kind of expanding our reach here. So we've got these 4 products here. The next one to add here would definitely be real-time investing into yield-bearing assets. So, idle tokens, you can stream your ETH. So say you're streaming your USDC into ETH, you can then turn around and stream your ETH into yield-bearing ETH to further amplify your kind of your stream investing there. And so the kind of like a big goal here is to automate investing strategies, make them passive, make them hands off, and really amplify them and make them super effortless. That's the key word here, make things effortless. And so we just talked about Rex LP, and our Rex markets have been discussed a bunch. I'd like to just zoom in on our Rex Launchpad. I'm going to leave out Rex Bank for now, as it's quite beta and it's currently been closed for vulnerability. But just to sum it up, it essentially lets you borrow fixed rate against any token as long as a bank is set up for it. So earlier this month, we were offering a Rex Bank for RIC, our governance token. Basically, people who earned RIC could borrow USDC against our RIC. That USDC being supplied by our treasury. So I'm going to pull up this animation here. This animation, by the way, was put together by a community member. Shout out Marcus, I believe he's on the call today. They are going to be earning a RIC bounty for it. We have bounties out for a ton of things. We'll talk about it later in this presentation. So this paragraph pretty much sums it up. The Rex Launchpad is a revolutionary way to do ICOs. So through continuous and gradual ICO token distribution, we are able to deliver a steadier price discovery process, and it does away with front running. So let's kind of whales budget in line and snapping up those tokens. So here's just a little visualization as to how it works. So you start off, an investor, they open up a Superfluid stream into the Ricochet Launchpad. This one will be 1,000 USDC per month. The Launchpad will be distributing 5,000 RIC per month on a fixed basis. So this is not dynamic. And so the effective kind of price right now is 1,000 divided by 5,000, because this investor is basically paying 1,000 USDC per month for 5,000 RIC per month. And so the price is just 1,000 divided by 5,000. So it's 20 cents per RIC. However, watch what happens as more investors join. Right, the price goes up because more people are paying more money for a fixed amount of RIC. And so that price dynamically increases. If investors were to leave, that price would go down. But yeah, as investors pile on, price rises. So yeah, you can try it out today with our governance token. You can buy RIC on our app. Some of you guys, you may have seen it when I put it up here, but yeah, RIC token is available right there. You can start a stream and basically engage in that process that was just visualized. You just start a stream, and as you can see, I'm streaming 300 with this wallet, and you'll start earning RIC token right there. So currently we have 51 different investors, and in aggregate they're streaming in 13,000 for that distribution of RIC. So that's the effective price represented right there. So yeah, cool stuff. Go back to the presentation. Oh, and just to talk a little more on like the implications of this. So, this is a gradual sale of tokens done with Superfluid streams, very similar to Rex market. It's a lot more equitable, so this mechanism makes it difficult for whales to just pile on, bunch in line, snatch up a bunch of a huge allocation of that token, kind of squeeze out other investors. It's super equitable because everyone's getting a share. As long as you're streaming in, you're going to get some of that ICO token. It's not like, you missed your spot line or something. You forgot to sign up. You just open up a stream and you get some RIC token. It makes things a lot more smooth with Superfluid streams. It's just hands off, effortless. It's like subscribing to ICO in a sense. And just some info on Rex Launchpad. Currently, it started off with 2,500 RIC. No, 250,000 RIC, and that will be distributed over 6 months. It started on October 27th and will be continuing until around April 27th, 2022. So you'll be able to get your hands on some RIC all the way through the Rex Launchpad. All right, so I just want to talk about a few things that can be built at the hackathon. Like Sam said, there will be a $2,000 prize for best integration with Ricochet. Basically, this means to be eligible, you just need to build something on top or using or integrating with our smart contracts or our front end, whatever. These are a few ideas. One I might dive into is a stream limit order. Basically, I think Didi pointed this out. You can basically set a circular stream, and by essentially streaming in at one rate and selling at another rate, you're able to basically stream invest into a token as long as it's below a price, which is really cool. There are a few other ideas, DAO applications here. Ricochet is very good for treasury mobilization. So that's another application, and if you can build it with that, that'll be awesome. And also another thing here will be stablecoin Rex markets. So, currently we have to offer like different stream markets for different stablecoins. So if you want to invest in Matic with DAI or with USDC, we have to have two different stream markets for that. If we had like a stream market that basically let you convert one stablecoin to another instantaneously with streams, that would basically make that process. We wouldn't have to offer the different ones because you could just do like a two-way stream, like stream into that stablecoin Rex market and then stream into the Ricochet stream market, and you'd be able to make things a lot more simpler for us. And lastly, there are some Ricochet bounties that could be worthy of a integration with Ricochet bounty prize. One that comes to mind is integrating with Ramp Network. So if you were able to hook up Ricochet with Ramp Network, allow people to basically submit fiat and acquire funds on Polygon and start investing off the bat with Ricochet, that would be definitely one of those things up there. You would earn this 2,000 prize as well as the $1,000 bounty that we put on it, which is denominated in RIC. So that's awesome. Really looking forward to what's built at this hackathon. It's going to be awesome, and I'm looking forward to helping out with any hackers with any ideas and stuff. All right, so lastly, I just want to talk about our bounty hunter program. This was not around the last time we met. Basically, it's a program where we put out these different bounties in a variety of areas. We got front end, we got back end, we got all the way from media to business development. And these are outlined out there. You can earn RIC for these different categories of bounties. And if it's not outlined, we're open to you proposing your own bounties to talk about this stuff and to earn RIC for it. All our bounties are denominated in RIC, our governance token, and that is priced based off of our launchpad, which you saw in our app. So far, 30 different bounties have been claimed so far. We have had some bounty juggernauts. Shout out Joe Chemla and George. They've been beasts. They've been just snatching up so many bounties and really pushing our platform forward, which has been awesome. Happy to see them on the call today. Right now, there are 6,000 worth of front-end bounties out there and 4,000 worth of back-end bounties. So definitely lots of opportunity to contribute there. And when you do contribute, you earn a contributor tag on our Discord. Nice shiny green tag, which is really really cool to see. And yeah, so how can you get started? There's this link. You can go bounty hunting. All the information is detailed there. I believe I linked it in the chat, so check that out. And also, we discuss bounties in our Discord. So any questions you have, any clarification you need on these bounties, you can get right there in our Discord. All right. And so lastly, how do you get involved in Ricochet? The best way is to first join our Discord. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. This is where all the action is happening. You definitely want to be here. We're talking, this is where a DAO, where DAO conversations occur. This is where we're debating everything. This is where we're giving updates. This is the place to be. And then also join our community calls. They happen on a bi-weekly cadence. The last one happened yesterday. The recording will be up soon. We just give really nice, concise updates. They're very well put together on everything that's happening in Ricochet. And then we open up the floor to Q&A so you can talk with us about everything that's going on in our plans. And then obviously, first and foremost, well, the biggest thing here is just use the app. It's a great chance to see what's possible with Superfluid. Actually use the app, and also by using the app, you're also going to be rewarded with RIC liquidity mine rewards. So essentially, every Rex market currently is incentivized with Rick, and you will earn some just for using, just for streaming through the app. So that's awesome stuff. And we are an off-chain DAO, so using our Discord. So we use our Discord for proposal discussion and our snapshot for voting. So by earning Rick, you can make your voice heard in these proposals. And if you acquire 10,000 Rick, you can actually make a proposal yourself. And lastly, you can get involved with bounty hunting, as I discussed, get that contributor role, and really, add some value to our protocol. So that's a rundown here on how to get involved. And so guys, thank you so much. Really big shout out to Superfluid team over the last couple of months. You guys have been really pushing the publicity out there, and I'm really happy with the word that's been getting out there. Thanks to you guys, and really happy to be building on top of your protocol, and big things to come. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Sunny. Well, thanks for pushing the boundaries of exchange forward. I think it's one of the most mind-blowing applications of Superfluid I've ever seen. So keep it up. I don't know if anyone has questions or if you used it and you have any feature requests. These guys are innovating super fast, so maybe you couldn't even imagine the products they shipped already. So any questions, Joshua, maybe?
I love
Yes,
it.
I did a really good job.
Oh yeah, Yao here. I have a question for Ricochet. Besides the sushi swap, what kind of DeFi protocols do you use behind the UI for the investment?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So I believe for our wrapped Bitcoin market, we actually use QuickSwap because there's not enough liquidity on SushiSwap. So we get our liquidity from QuickSwap there. We're also powered by the Teller Oracle. That's what we use to safeguard our swaps to make sure we're not being front run or anything, to basically lock down those prices on each distribution. And yeah, so our Rex LP that uses Sushi Onsen, and our Rex Bank that uses Mike's trademark Komodo fixed rate lending product. And yeah, we do have plans for other partnerships that will use new things like Idle Finance. We recently announced a partnership with them where we'll be offering stream markets we'll be offering Rex markets and Rex LP for Idle tokens and Idle Wheat LP tokens. And then when we move to create that real-time investing into interest-bearing assets, we will look to leverage Idle tokens, which are those interest-bearing tokens. So that's another future thing on the horizon. But yeah, that's a little rundown there.
So Sunny, I'm gonna share the results of the poll we just launched, and it looks like you got 10 new users today.
That's
so awesome. Pretty good impression. I think you're building, as Vijay was saying in the chat, you guys are building so many of the products that Web3 has seen on mainnet Ethereum, like in one team. Like you have a launchpad, an exchange, potentially a bank. So sounds great. I think any other questions for Ricochet? All right, so maybe we can move into just an open Q&A for the last few minutes of the call. So as always, we would like to give some space to you guys in the community. If you have any questions, if you want to present us any ideas, if you want to know something about the protocol or the applications that are built on top of it, just feel free to open your mic and ask your questions.
By the way, I think I was still a little preoccupied whenever the graph, the subgraph console was being discussed, but yeah, so I've tried this out quite a bit. The new subgraph, by the way, is fantastic. There's a lot of really good insights that come from it. kind of some top secret information here. I actually have an article coming out in a couple of days, like really detailing some of the things you can get from the graph, because some of it isn't really like obvious on the surface. You can get a lot of really interesting historical data. So really looking forward to putting that out there. And of course, if anybody ever has questions on any of this, I mean, obviously I'm not part of the Superfluid team or anything like that, but I'm around the Discord basically every single day.
Cool. I know Bertrand was playing around with our smart contracts. Do you have any feedback for us? Anything that should have done better? Anything we should improve on the doc?
Yeah, in the doc. Yeah, maybe a question. How can I submit? If I can submit a PR for the docs to fix it by myself, or should I just report in Discord and wait for someone to fix it more officially?
Please. The more the merrier. Like we don't have enough of this, so we try to keep the docs as up to date as possible. We tend to ship more of the engineering than on the documentation, just because we want to innovate fast. But yes, please do report anything you need or is broken on our Discord. I know we have a channel there, but feel free to do it publicly to everywhere, and we'll fix it for sure.
Okay.
No, I think you should just send the pull request directly without waiting. You can send the feedback, but pull request will be much easier for developers to catch.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That having a PR is better for everybody than trying to explain to someone else to do it on you.
Yes, that's definitely true.
Okay. Maybe I'm continuing on the super app discovery to create start to create my own my first super app after using SAML template, and I love the idea, and that's why I will also try Ricochet and Creaton also, and I discover both thanks to Superfluid. So it's good, I think, that you present also a project build on top Superfluid, because without this, I would not know about Ricochet or about Creaton. So thanks for that.
Yes, so Riss is secretly working on a little project there to make these applications built on Superfluid a little bit more visible to the community. So we'll have some news there. Maybe Joshua, you have some feedbacks on that too. We'll love your input on it. And as soon as we have something shaped up, we'll share it with you.
And I see a bit like what Gnosis Safe is doing with a Safe app. You will, do you think about proposing something like maybe later, like a catalog, or I don't know, you say an inventory of the different super app that could be proposed to like on a dashboard where you can stream your stream. Yeah, when you can redirect your stream if you have already receiving like a salary in as a stream, to have some suggestions that you can send it to Ricochet, or you can send it to Creaton, or you can send it like other. And I think that's what I like in Gnosis, is that you can propose to be listed as a safe app, and I think it would also help to get the super app more known.
Yeah, so we do have Superfluid dashboard super app on Gnosis Safe. That's both on Polygon. But we were trying to work with Vijay on making sure that in our dashboard, we also try to highlight what you can actually do with the streams that you receive. And I think that could be also an option. So without unveiling it today, there will be also an option for kind of highlighting the ecosystem within our dashboard as much as we can, for sure. So yeah, spot on, Bertrand.
Does hey, is Mark Carey in the audience? Mark, are you here? You wanna chat about anything you've been working on lately? Degen dogs, token investing, anything like that?
I'm here. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I'm glad I joined the call. I was aware of Ricochet Exchange. I haven't tried it yet, but I think it's pretty awesome. Today I learned about Creaton, which is very interesting because I'm working on a project that right now that's actually same kind of concept, but trained for Web3. No doubt with some different approaches probably, but it was interesting to see that to learn about Creaton, and that it's obviously much further along. My project is only a few days old and it's a bit of smart contracts, but it also combines some of the concepts of Ricochet Exchange a little bit too. So one of the concepts I'm exploring is the membership, where you stream probably a stablecoin to pay for your membership, but in return you get a ERC20 sort of a community token back, streamed back at you, which is kind of like investing, stream investing, and some people might consider it that way. Or you could view it as more membership rewards, but in some ways it kind of combines those two concepts. So it's sort of very early right now, and I have a few more days to try to put something together for the hackathon submission. Time is running short, but it was interesting to hear the presentations today because they both kind of fit into what I'm working on right now. And as another update, I'm gonna get back onto Degen dogs soon after this to try to bring it to a Polygon launch. Been refining a few things, and a few other hackathon projects are kind of related, that including the token vesting is actually probably going to be used for the Degen dogs streams. I think that could work well. I kind of designed it in such a way that the two could work together. So that the Degen dogs contract would call the token vesting contract to manage the streams. So that's sort of coming up next. Yeah, that's about it.
So Mark, when can I get a Degen dog?
Well, hopefully pretty soon. We'll see.
Cool, keep us updated. I'm not sure, probably you're working with Sam on it, but keep us updated. I'm super excited about Degen dogs. I love NFTs, so curious to see what you come up with there that kind of combines a little bit of Creaton, a little bit of Ricochet in your own product. So yeah, excited about it.
Thanks.
By the way, little side note here. You might be able to pull Ricochet into your stack eventually, or same for Creaton. I don't know how open it is now for composability. Sunny, maybe you can give us some more insights there. But if you need to use some of the Ricochet type of features, maybe you are able to use Ricochet itself without having to build new code.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of had the idea as watching Sunny's presentation that Degen dogs does some DeFi, which is different than what most NFT projects don't. But in theory, it's sending streams back to the dog owners, but it could also be stream investing the remainder at the same time, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, our contracts are out there. If you open up a stream into them, you'll get distributions of a token back. I'm not sure how it works if you're kind of like chaining Subgraphs together. I'm not sure if that's allowed yet. But yeah, I think the distinction there is for us, it's stream in, distributions out. I think what Mark described is stream in, stream out. Those rewards. So maybe it's compatible, maybe it's not.
Cool. Anyone else has any questions or projects to bring up to the call?
Oh, I think I'm going to be using the ERC 1155 standard. I was talking to Sammy, I guess you guys your like the ERC20 isn't built into your protocol, so I should be able to figure it out, I guess.
Yeah, I mentioned, I saw your DM. I need to respond to the most recent one you sent, but yeah, I mean, I think Joshua, I think you were just talking to me about using ERC 1155s as well, right? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I've kind of been brainstorming a little bit since I saw it in the Discord. So a little bit of context here. So the way that super tokens work to a degree, right? Like it's not just ERC20, then ERC777, and then super token. Like the actual like super fluid, it's called Superfluid token, but where a lot of this Superfluid logic comes in, it's decoupled from all of this. That way you can inherit this logic into other contracts. So all of this is really kind of to say, like, by using the Superfluid token, like specifically Superfluid token, you can inherit that contract and in some way, I'm not entirely sure yet, but basically you can implement this logic, where like say you have, let's say 10 different fungible tokens within your ERC 1155. If you could create a wrapper basically for each one of those 10 tokens, then you could in theory stream it. Now, the way that you would actually do that, I think gets a little fuzzy. Maybe if there's some way to include the token ID, because the token ID is one of the big challenges here, right? Like maybe if there's a way to pack that token ID in with the address of the ERC 1155. This is something that'll definitely take a little bit of like really digging into and thinking about. So feel free to shoot me a message on Discord. I'll drop my name in here in a second. But I do think it is possible. It's not something that we have yet, but let's definitely get the conversation rolling on that, because I think of course there's big implications for blockchain gaming, and having super tokens in a blockchain game would be super cool. But also like, and to what Sam mentioned, like I am working kind of on this ERC 1155 multi-token governance thing. Wow, that was a lot of buzzwords. But yeah, so I think definitely like if we could integrate super tokens with that, that would be really cool too. So let me send you my Discord handle real quick. By the way, did that kind of answer the question, or?
Yeah, sounds like it seems possible, but it's not like supported yet, and it's going to take some hacking, some thinking. So yeah.
Yeah, might not be straightforward because Superfluid token implementation itself only handles one token at the moment because of storage, how the storage layout is. So well, we have never had any plan for the 1155, so not sure if we can help there at the moment, but something can think more maybe. So what are you exactly working on actually?
Yeah, so I was gonna have like kind of these reward points issued by brands. So like a brand like Nike would send non-transferable Nike points to people, but then they would depreciate over time.
Yeah.
And it would be a nice curve. And
so what I would suggest you, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So what I would suggest you rather is look into the batch call, because all 1155 does is batching stuff together, right? So if all you need is batching, we already have a batch call stuff, so that might be already solve your problems. You might want to look into that instead.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, because that would make a thing. I mean, you don't need to develop anything almost if that solves your problem, because batch call can handle up to a use case. I mean, it can't be thousands, but at least tens of 20s could handle one transaction for sure.
All right, that's good to know.
Actually, if it's okay with you guys, I do have a little web app for these batch calls here. If you guys don't mind me dropping that link real quick. So yeah, the batch calls, like I won't go in depth on it right here, but I basically put together a little web app that lets you visualize a little bit of what's going on with the batch calls, because you can batch a lot of really cool stuff. And then for anybody else that you're planning on using batch calls, you can use an unreasonable amount of calls in the same thing. I think I managed to get something like, I think it was a few hundred approvals in the same transaction the other day. So definitely take advantage of that. It's something that's really underrated in the Superfluid protocol, I think. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to open it up. Thank you.
Awesome. Anyone else with any questions or final kind of comments about their projects or ideas? Sounds like we've covered quite a few bases today. So with that said, yeah, thank you everyone for attending. I know that we ran a little bit over today, but thanks so much for everyone who could show up, especially the teams at Creaton and Ricochet. So yeah, it was great hearing what you guys have been up to, and we really look forward to seeing what's next for you guys, because it seems like every call there's a lot of progress that you make. So yeah, very excited. And with that said, I think we can all say goodbye for today.
Yeah, so guys, the conversation is not over. As always, come to our Discord so we can continue it there. Is actually quite a lot of buzz in our Discord lately, so we'd love to have you and to have your pull request for fixing our docs, and to have your comments and everything we're doing on Discord. Joshua, if you are also pushing some new articles and you want to check on something, feel free to reach out. We'll help you as much as we can. And the same goes for anyone building on top of Superfluid. So if you have a feature request, fix request, ideas, we just want to hear them. So come over to our Discord and we'll meet you there.
Awesome. Thanks everyone. Hope to see you guys all at the next call.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Everyone.